If you're building a business and you're not treating LinkedIn as a business development engine, you are leaving money on the table every single day. I don't mean that loosely. I mean there are people in your industry, people with less experience than you, younger businesses than yours, smaller teams than yours, who are generating consistent inbound leads, getting on podcasts, landing speaking invitations, and closing 5, 6, 7 figure contracts, all from LinkedIn. And they are not doing it by running ads. They are not doing it with some complicated automation tools. They are doing it by simply showing up strategically on a platform that is sitting right there on your phone. Probably open another tab right now and using it like the business development engine it actually is. In this video, I'm going to show you how exactly to use LinkedIn to build your business. The profile strategy, the content approach, and the connection system that turns your LinkedIn presence into a consistent source of leads, credibility, and opportunity. And stay with me through the third section because the content strategy I'm sharing there is the one most founders completely skip and is the one that does the heaviest lifting when it comes to attracting the right clients on LinkedIn. And in case you're wondering who am I am Ajayi Olaliko, a personal branding strategist and LinkedIn ghostwriter. I work specifically with founders, executives, and service professionals on LinkedIn strategy and content. I've seen what works at the highest level, and today I'm breaking it down for you in the most practical way that I can. Now that you know who I am, feel free to tell me in the comments what kind of business are you building and what's your biggest LinkedIn challenge right now. I read every comment and your answer might shape the next video on this channel. Now, let's get into today's content. Part 1. Your profile is your storefront on LinkedIn. Before we talk about content or connections or outreach, we need to talk about your profile because everything else you do on LinkedIn will send people back to your profile. They will check your profile. And if your profile doesn't convert visitors into leads, the rest of the strategy we'll talk about in this video doesn't matter. Most founders make the same mistake. They set up their LinkedIn profile the same way they would set up a CV. They list their titles, responsibilities, and company names. But here is the problem. Your LinkedIn profile as a business owner is not a CV. It is a storefront. And the question it needs to answer in the first 10 seconds is not, what have you done? It is, what can you do for me? So let's run through the 3 most important storefront elements in your LinkedIn. Your headline. This is your value proposition, not your job title. Founder at ABC company name tells me nothing about what I should care. I help e-commerce brands reduce customer acquisition cost by 30% through retention first marketing / founder and company. Now you have my attention. So use your headline to speak directly to your ideal client's desired outcome. Your about section. This is your sales page. So open with the problem your ideal client has, then move into how you solve it, bring in relevant results and social proof, then close with a clear call to action. What should they do next and why should they do it now? The next one is your featured section. This is your lead capture. Link your lead magnet here, your booking calendar, your most powerful case study. This is where a profile visitor becomes a lead. Do not leave it empty. Fix those 3 and your profile starts working for you while you sleep. Section 2, the content strategy that attracts clients. This is where business owners either win big on LinkedIn or they waste all their time. Most founders who try content on LinkedIn fall into one of 2 traps. Either they post sporadically, one post every 3 weeks when inspiration strikes, which the algorithm punishes and the audience forgets. Or 2, they post consistently but without a strategy, sharing industry news, company updates, motivational quotes, content that gets them some likes, some comments, but never generates a lead. The content that builds businesses on LinkedIn does 3 things simultaneously. It demonstrates expertise, it builds trust, and it creates desire. Let me show you what that looks like practically. Type 1, the inside post. This is where you share a specific non-obvious observation from your work. Not advice for advice sake, a real insight that only someone doing the work at your level would know. This post positions you as an expert and attracts people who are dealing with the exact problem that you just called out. For example, we audited 50 LinkedIn profiles for consultants last month. 47 of them were making the same headline mistake, and it was costing them search visibility and first impression simultaneously. Here is what we found and what we changed. That post attracts consultants with LinkedIn profiles, which is exactly your target audience. Type 2, the transformation story. Result focused content before and after, problem, process, outcome. You are showing your ideal client what becomes possible when they work with you. Without pitching, without selling, you're just showing. These are the posts that make people send you a DM because they see themselves in the before and they definitely want the after. Type 3, the point of view post. You take a position on something in your industry, maybe a common belief you disagree with, a trend you think is overhyped, a practice you think is outdated. These posts are polarizing by design, and polarity on LinkedIn, very powerful. The people who agree with you, they will become your tribe. The engagement signals to the algorithm that your content is worth showing to more people, and definitely the algorithm pushes your content further. Mix these three types of posts. Post consistently, say a minimum of 3 times a week, and watch what happens to your inbound over 60 to 90 days. Part 3, the connection and conversation system. Content is the foundation, but connection is where businesses actually gets done on LinkedIn. And here is the system I recommend for founders who want to use LinkedIn as an active business development channel, not just a passive one. So this is what you do. Step 1, define your ideal client on the platform. LinkedIn search is extraordinarily powerful. You can filter by industry, job title, company size, location, seniority level. So spend 30 minutes building a safe search that gives you a daily or weekly pipeline of exactly the right people. This is your prospecting list built for free. And you can do that on Sales Navigator. Step 2, send connection requests with context. Never send a blank connection request. Write a 1 or 2 sentence note that shows you have noticed something specific about them. Maybe a post they wrote, a mutual connection, a shared interest. It makes the connection feel human, not automated. For example, your post about a specific topic last week gave me a new way of thinking about that specific thing. I'd love to be connected and keep up with your work. As simple as that. This is a connection request that gets accepted and it opens a conversation. Step 3, nurture before you pitch. This is where most founders go wrong. They connect and within 24 hours they send a pitch and they wonder why nobody responds. If it were you, would you respond? The people who build businesses on LinkedIn understand that LinkedIn is a relationship platform first and a sales platform second. So engage with new connections content, respond to their posts thoughtfully, offer value before you ask for anything. Let them get to know you through your content and your interactions. When you eventually start a direct conversation, after they have seen your content, after you have engaged with theirs, after they feel like they know you, it doesn't feel like a pitch anymore. It feels like a natural next step. Part 4, the compounding advantage. Here is what separates the founders who win on LinkedIn with the ones who give up after 6 weeks of inconsistent effort. LinkedIn compounds. Can I say it again? LinkedIn compounds. Every post you publish lives on your profile permanently. It is indexed, searchable, findable, and every connection you make expands the reach of your next post. Every recommendation and endorsement adds another layer of social proof. Every comment you leave puts your name in the front of a new audience. The founders who started building on LinkedIn 3 years ago, they are the ones now reaping the rewards they didn't even plant intentionally. Rewards like inbound leads from posts they have forgotten they wrote, speaking invitations from people who found them through a comment on someone else's content, partnership opportunities from connections they made in their first month and never directly pitched to. That is not luck, that is compounding visibility, and it's available to every founder willing to start and stay consistent. And here is the honest truth. You will not see dramatic results in week 1. You'll probably not see them in week 4. But by month 3, if you have been consistent, something will shift. I guarantee you that. The inbound will start and it will not stop. The founders who quit before month 3 never finds out what month 3 feels like. So as we wrap up this conversation, LinkedIn is the most powerful free business development platform available to founders and service professionals right now. It is not saturated, it is not dying. It is, if anything, becoming more powerful because the people who understand how to use it strategically are still a small minority. Over 1 billion users on LinkedIn, only 1% are actively posting. You now have the profile strategy, the content strategy, and the connection system. What you need next is a clear picture of where your LinkedIn currently stands, so you know exactly what to fix first. I've built a free LinkedIn profile audit scorecard that walks you through every section of your profile and shows you how you compare to the top 1% in your industry. It is the fastest way to get from "I know my LinkedIn isn't working" to "here is exactly what to change and why I should change it." The link is in the description section. Download it, go through it, and see how your profile stands. And if you need a simple step-by-step guide to building a founder brand on LinkedIn, this video here is where I break down how to do exactly that. And if you got value for your time in this video, kindly hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my subsequent videos. And sincerely, it also helps my channel grow, encourages me to create more valuable videos like this one for you. I'll see you in my next video, but in the meantime, I want you to stay legendary. Peace.